2020, it's November, like, we've almost made it, everybody. Like, and I'm sure we've heard enough jokes, to last about, 2020 and COVID to honestly last us until this election is over. And to be honest, like, there have been some positives that have come out of it, other than most cases in Rexburg. And that is, women, like, what's something that takes a ton of time, a ton of effort, and a ton of money?
Having a child.
Makeup.
Well,
And, it's really nice for all of you, or at least I'd assume so, because nowadays, all you have to do to be ready for the day is wake up, put some eyeliner on, a mask on, and out the door. Like, boom, there it is. It's so easy. You save so much money. Now, like, guys, I gotta warn you. There's a lot of women walking around with really beautiful eyes. And this year is for sure the year of the butterface. So, ladies, keep your eyes smoky, and guys, keep your eyes peeled. On to the next joke. So, at the very beginning of the pandemic, I became homeless, so that was really fun. And as most homeless people do, I found an RV to live in. And that's the only way to actually acquire an RV, is you have to find it, and then you start living in it. Like, you can't buy those things. So, I was living in an RV, and I parked it somewhere where it really shouldn't have been. And I heard a loud bang, and somebody was yelling something about having a warrant and being the police or something. So they called in to me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm in the back." And they asked me, "Hey, are you decent?" I mean, I guess I find myself acceptable to women of low standards, but I'm here. But yeah, living in an RV is really interesting. You run into all sorts of problems and philosophical questions that you never really, think about when you live in an actual house or a tent. And I started wondering, like, if somebody breaks in and hot wires and steals my house, is it Grand Theft Auto or a B&E? Never really found out. So, the best way, though, I found out, becoming a new homeowner was the best way to avoid a home invasion is the sound of a cocking shotgun. But I quickly realized the second scariest thing to hear is the cocking of a shotgun in response. To which the only reply is, I don't know what you're looking for, man. We ain't got any meth. And what I heard next was, oh man, me neither. So now we're back in classes. School's about halfway through. Woohoo!
woo!
Wow. Okay, I guess not everybody's excited as I am, but all right. But it's something the only thing that I've actually learned in online classes is why those homeschool kids were so weird and stupid. Apparently you were all homeschooled. All right. Feel bad for that one. Anyway, so I lived alone in my RV out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Idaho, which is most of Idaho. And I had a lot of time on my hands, and as a comedian, I love to hear jokes, but I just listened to all the ones that had been pre-recorded and the ones that I had on my phone, and I could only turn to the truest source of all comedy, which are Laffy Taffy jokes. And I was, just munching away, reading all these great, fantastic dad jokes, and I came across one which read as follows, is, what's the only button you can't unbutton? It's your belly button. And let me tell you, living alone in an RV in the middle of nowhere and 47 hours of Netflix serial killer documentaries, I thought otherwise. that's not a good idea. So anyways, I actually sold my RV about a month ago, and it was to a couple of meth heads from Salt Lake City, and I was really wondering like how they came up with the money, so I looked them up on Facebook and saw that they had made a really quick trip up to St. Anthony, which made me got a little curious. And apparently, meth is the #1 most confiscated drug in all of St. Anthony. And I mean, like, we'll give you a free pass. It's St. Anthony. But I got a little more curious about Rexburg. And, it's like, we're 5 minutes away from St. Anthony. But no, like, don't worry too bad. It's just marijuana and cocaine. What are people doing on cocaine in Rexburg? Are they driving 26 in a 25? Are they staying in Porter Park until 11:02? Doing stand-up comedy for a bunch of college weirdos? I love these masks. Apparently you're making milkshakes. My next joke is called 2 Cups, 1 Cup. If you get that joke, go talk to your bishop. But I wasn't very smart growing up, and not much has changed apparently. But I would always get yelled at for all sorts of stuff, just day in, day out, week after week. And one of the #1 things that I always got yelled at for was having cups in my bedroom. How many of y'all are the same, yeah? You got cups, Mom just always on you about that? Same. And the reason, it wasn't off base. I always had at least 2 or 3 cups in my bedroom, and my mom was on me about it, day after day, week after week. And she yelled at me so much that I finally had to return the measuring cup. Anyways, that's all the jokes I got for you tonight.